Welcome to another episode of Obscured Reality. Join your hosts, Mark and Mike, as they take you through a journey of the extraordinary, bizarre, and often frightening world of the unknown. Explore topics of the paranormal, UFOs, alien abduction, lost civilizations, mythical monsters, and other unexplained mysteries. Come along with us as we transcend into another dimension of obscured reality.
Welcome back to Obscured Reality. I'm your host, Mark. This is your co-host, Mike.
Hey everybody, hope you're having a great night, and I'm glad to be here, and let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it. How's your week been?
So far, so good.
Yeah, hard at work. Having a blast.
Yeah, you know.
All right. We got a different story for you tonight.
I can't wait.
No UAPs, no aliens, Yetis.
Ooh, Bigfoot, Sasquatch,
Yes.
the abominable snowman.
Yeah, you hit the names. Names are interesting. We're not going into the different names and what they do or don't mean.
Yeah, well, there's so many different cultures, and they all seem
Right.
to have like a common sighting of a man-ape hybrid.
Right.
That so they all have different names for them.
Yeah, that, and to me it's kind of mostly what you said, but you think of Yeti, you think of snow, it's usually white.
Also think of really high dollar coolers too.
I do, but I don't because they're high dollar, and I'm not. So, this is regarding an experience by a man by the name of Eric Shipton. Now, this wasn't a sighting of a Bigfoot. He didn't see one. It's what he found. This is going to be a short story, but we'll get into it and see where it takes us. This takes place in 1951. Again, the guy's name is Eric Shipton. While attempting to scale Mount Everest, cold and snowy, right? While attempting to scale Mount Everest in 1951, Eric Shipton took photographs of a number of large prints in the snow at about 20,000 feet above sea level. I don't know how high bears go. I don't know if there's bears around Mount Everest, but 20,000 is pretty high. I don't think there's bears up there. So I couldn't imagine there's too many large mammals up there. At least now, right? You know, the way the climate is there right now. Cold as hell. It was a massive footprint. It looked like it belonged to a creature similar to a giant ape. My guess, what they're saying there is the footprint just looked similar to a footprint of a giant ape.
Now,
No other evidence.
I'm just thinking of footprints. Like an ape has a footprint that's similar to like our hand. So I wonder, you know, did they show a picture of what the footprint looked like, or?
We'll get there.
Okay.
I have it.
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering if it was like a hand-shaped footprint, like what I would think of like as a monkey or a
Right.
gorilla or something like that, or if it was you know, I don't know. I mean, does Bigfoot, is he supposed to have more of a human-shaped foot?
I don't know. To my knowledge, from some of the stories I've seen, I think
Just like a
In a
size
way.
32 or
right. Rather than someone with a large size 13 like mine, jump up to like 32. It's kind of the way I
when my brother
Take
was
it.
over last week, he told me he's a size 15. I was like, damn.
Jesus, he's shorter than me, not by much.
He's like 6'4".
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like
Shorter
an inch.
by an inch, and
Yeah.
wow. All right, well, Eric Shipton is considered one of the most respected Everest explorers. Now, I didn't do too much digging into his life outside of this Yeti footprint. Sounds to me like he was there all the time, probably mountaineered that mountain all the time. The footprint was gigantic, 13 inches. That's all it said.
I hope that was wide.
I hope that was wide too, because I guarantee you I can take a measuring tape out right now and measure my foot. I'm not that far off, right?
Yeah, size 13. It's about 13 inches.
Yeah. I know you you were not thinking feet, but measure either. You know what they say. One idea is that the footprint was that of a tree bear. Tree bears do have an opposable thumb. Now, I mentioned to you guys in another episode, a lot of this stuff might pull from Wikipedia. If I find anything that seems odd, maybe not truthful, I'll do some digging. I've never heard of a damn tree bear, ever. A bear's a bear. You have different types, polar bear, black bear, brown bear, whatever. But a tree bear, what's a tree bear? I've never heard of one.
Yeah.
Okay. So I looked a little bit up on that. When I read that, where it stated one idea is that the print was that of a tree bear, and then tree bears do have an opposable thumb, the way that's written
And that's on their hind legs.
well, that leads me to believe that the part about the opposable thumb is a known fact. Therefore, the tree bear is a real animal. However, I looked it up. The Nepalese tree bear, Nepal, Mount Everest, so I believe same area, is a cryptid bear reported from the Nepalese Himalayas, Mount Everest. Keyword, cryptid. Definition of cryptid. Cryptozoology is the study and search for animals which are unrecognized or disputed by zoology, often called cryptids, mystery beasts, or unknown animals. So there's really no fact that a tree bear has an opposable thumb, because it's not really a fact that a tree bear is a real thing. Just maybe. Nobody knows. So that's an issue with that.
I'm
But
glad you cleared up the cryptid thing. I've heard that term many times, and I always knew it was in reference to like a Bigfoot or something
Right.
like that. But I never actually heard the definition of it before.
right, it kind of falls in line with anything along this subject where you talk about Loch Ness Monster,
Right.
Bigfoot, an alien. So many people claim it's real. It's real. I know what I saw. Fine, nothing wrong with that. However, you got to be smart enough to know that when someone disputes you on that, you don't really have a leg to stand on, because you have zero proof, zero facts, zero evidence that it might be real. The onus, the burden of proof, is on the person making the claim. If I tell you right now, aliens are real, and you say, no, there's not, there's no proof, I can say all I want. Prove it. Prove they're not real. But it's impossible to prove something that no one's ever, that we know of, seen before. It's impossible to prove that that's not real. But I'm the one making the claim that they're real. Proof is on me. I should have to be able to prove that, right?
Yeah, like right now there's an invisible pink elephant.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, and it's orbiting the Earth right now.
I don't think we'll ever get into religion, but I do like the invisible pink elephant. Wait, how do you know it's pink if it's invisible? Wait,
Because I said so.
how do you know it's an elephant if it's invisible?
Because I said so. Prove it's not real.
Wait, how do you even know it's there if it's invisible?
Prove it's not real.
Damn it. This is the problem with things like this. It's hard to say the person didn't see something. I myself have had a few instances of odd things. We'll get into my personal stories, on another show. We'll split them up. Mike's got a couple. And who are you to say that what I saw or think I saw or might have been there wasn't what I think it is. You don't know. But I'll admit, I don't know either, So, yeah, that clears it up, kind of. Cryptozoology, cryptids. Here's a picture of the footprint for you folks at home. I'll throw it up on the screen. Take a look. Grab it. Take a look. That's what you get. Like I said, guys, this is going to be a short episode tonight. We'll discuss it here after he looks at that print. But I can't wait to get into some actual Bigfoot sightings, like the Patterson-Gimlin film, those types of things. Those are going to be interesting. But what do you think? You got the footprint there.
It's hard to say what type of an animal or...
I didn't notice at first, but I to me it looked like there was about 3 toes. If you look at it closer to the smaller ones, you see it looks like a 4th. I'm not seeing a 5th, but it looks like it looks like 5 toes. And it definitely looks very wide.
Definitely a very wide foot for the length.
Right.
It doesn't look...
It looks like a shorter print, but like 13 inches I don't think is huge. I wear size 13 shoes.
Yeah, it looks like if that's 13 in length, it looks like it's 10 or 11 in width.
Yeah,
it's almost like a rectangular shape.
Right, and you have to remember the people that live out there, the Sherpas, the people that'll pack all your crap up Everest so you can say you hiked it, but someone else, 20 other people did all the heavy lifting. They do it every day. You did it once and you're gold, right? Those people are native there, right? Different nationality, different race. Who's to say it wasn't one of their feet? Hiking in that cold, their clothing might not be as good, but they're used to it. You could be looking at a swollen foot.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see like interviews with the locals and see what they have to say, see if there's any folklore as to either them or their ancestors or stories that they've heard like growing up as children of something like this being seen, or if this is like a first ever.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure there's been other things up there. Who knows? Might be something to look into in a future episode. I thought it was just an interesting story how, when you look up some stories, this one pops up and it's just simply about a footprint. I mean, there's not even a hair sample, right? You guys hear a lot of Bigfoot stories, Sasquatch, Yeti stories where they find hair samples and they go get them analyzed and no evidence of this or that. It's not pointing to any animal we know of. And then you never hear about it again, right? There's not even that, and that's what made this interesting is just a footprint. And who knows how long before Eric saw it that footprint was placed there. By what? By who? Who knows? Not that it was faked. Could have just been a person. Who knows? Maybe it was warmer the week prior, and when that footprint was made, maybe some snow was melting and it kind of widened out. I don't know. It made it look wider than it was. Maybe it stood there and rocked back and forth.
It's possible they were wearing some sort of like snowshoes and, which had spread out their weight a little bit more evenly, like something that's double the size of their actual foot so they don't sink in the snow. And
well, that definitely wasn't a snowshoe. It would have been a snow foot.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're talking about, these people are a little bit more primitive. They may not have access to like the North Face hiking shoes or snowshoes. Right. They might be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't have the clothing that these types of people that are going out there are like you and I, but in really good shape, right? They go out there. They're not packing their crap up the mountain.
All the visitors are bringing oxygen and stuff.
Right.
They're just doing it.
These guys are going up to a certain elevation every day. This is their job. This is what you're paying them big bucks. Well, you're paying big bucks. They're probably not seeing big bucks. This is what you're paying them to do, though, right? They do this daily. They could do it in their sleep. You and I got to train for 5 years and sit in an oxygen chamber for 2 years to get used to it, that type of crap. You know, if I had to throw an opinion out there, I'd say I'm not convinced, especially by looking at it.
Yeah.
If you want to get into a history of Bigfoot footprints, that looks nothing like the other ones I've seen. Not that any of them are faked or real, I don't know. But it definitely looks like a real print of a foot that foot was attached to. I'm not 100% convinced by this one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm even 51% convinced. I'm under 50-50.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit more than a footprint and a story for me.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a little bit more hard evidence, interviews, and
Of course.
yeah.
Even if it was an actual sighting, I think that'd be better. Because when it's a sighting, you get more details about what they saw and this and that. And you might be able to attribute it to nothing, which could lead to the possibility it's real. Or you could attribute it to a known animal.
Like if this footprint was set in like clay or mud and it was hard, and they could actually pour in like a casting material and make a cast from the foot, and you could analyze it, and
Right.
Something like that would be a little bit more tangible than in snow.
Right.
You can't just pour a casting material into snow.
Right.
So
Yeah, one other thing I want to mention on the topic of Bigfoots, there's something else going on with the whole, topic of Bigfoot. So this is the first episode we've done on a Bigfoot, so a Yeti. Same thing in my book, just different part of the world.
yeah.
If we look back at UAPs, UFOs, unidentified things flying around in our area, right? Lights, whatever. As this has become more frequent and more pronounced in the last 5, 6, 7 years, more and more people are looking at it and actually studying the UAP issue. With that, there's been more correlation between the UAP community and the community that is interested in Bigfoot. And they've started correlating their sightings.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. And what it is starting to appear as is that typically when there's a Bigfoot sighting, not all the time, but with a lot of Bigfoot sightings, there's some type of UAP activity within a very recent time frame of that sighting. It could be the same day. It could be around the same time, maybe a different area. It could be within a week. But they're finding UAP sightings within a very short time frame of Bigfoot sightings, not 100% of the time, but quite a bit of the time. And that's very interesting, brings another aspect to not necessarily this particular story, but Bigfoots in general. And it's something to be aware of because now it is a thing. Could that mean paranormal? We don't know. But if all this stuff's true, these UAPs, let's just say this whole UAP thing isn't human, right? It's from life somewhere else. Let's say the Bigfoot thing's real. It's now looking like there's a chance that there's a correlation in that the Bigfoot itself might not even be real. And if it is, it's kind of like popping in and out. Think of portals. So, if you guys, I'm sure some of you out there are interested in Skinwalker Ranch and you see what's going on in the episodes, that all is kind of
like,
going along the same lines.
Portals like Doctor Strange. You seen Doctor
Nope.
Strange? He opens up a portal and they...
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's from the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. Portals are a thing at Skinwalker Ranch. They're finding some things, some indications, even from older ancient Indian history and carvings and glyphs and stuff that are on the stone walls out there, and it's going along with what they're seeing. So you think of Bigfoot and UAPs possibly being correlated to each other, there might be a possibility of that. So who knows? But it's interesting. And the two nowadays kind of go hand in hand.
So we might actually be talking about like a interdimensional being of some sort.
Possibly. Not that Bigfoot is coming in on a UAP, but you think about if these UAPs are traveling through portals, right, to get here. Let's say nothing can go beyond light speed to our current, or maybe I should say previous knowledge, 100%. We used to think nothing can go beyond light speed, right? So a UAP from Zeta Reticuli, however many light years that is, 20 light years, something like that, I don't know, would take forever to get here still, right? It'd take a long time. But if they have a portal, now you think of an opening that other things could come through as well. And that's where this might come through. And maybe the portal opens up. Maybe it's only providing a glimpse into another portion of the universe. And maybe that Bigfoot isn't really there.
And by portal, are we talking maybe like a wormhole?
Right. Something you could travel through. But when it's open, you might be able to see into that part of the universe, right? So if a UAP comes in from a planet in Zeta Reticuli, and that planet has these life forms that we are seeing, that we have called Bigfoot, we might be seeing that thing walk by as that portal is open and a UAP came through we never saw, but you're seeing that Bigfoot walk by. The different things. I'm not saying it's that. I don't even think it's that, but it all kind of goes together in a way. So that's where it's at. Any final comments on it? Any thoughts or anything?
Nope. I
No.
think that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Shoot us an email, obscuredr1@gmail.com, if you have a story of your own that you'd like us to put out there. We'll keep you anonymous, give you a fake name, whatever you want. It doesn't matter to us, right? Like, share, subscribe. Shoot us a comment down below. Let us know if there's a particular publicly known story you want us to hit up, and kind of give your ideas and views on it, and do the best we can, just like you guys. On that note, we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check back with us often for new episodes. Feel free to drop a comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Obscured Reality.